Hi all, welcome to Spring Framework tutorial series. This is the 11th video of that series where we'll be understanding about Spring Bin lifecycle. I will be introducing you annotation based configuration to understand the Spring Bin lifecycle using @PostConstruct and @PreDestroy annotations. Later on, I will be coming up with XML based configuration to understand the Spring Bin lifecycle using common annotation bin post processor, and later on I will introduce you @init methods or destroy methods to initialize your methods or to destroy your methods while working on a Spring project. Later on I will introduce about a register shutdown hook or dot closed method to destroy any type of container. So we have already a Spring Framework tutorial series. You can have watch on those series. I have explained you about Spring IOC, Spring Dependency Injection, Beans annotation, component annotation. The links are on the description below. So I will be create a similar type of project as shown in the screen. I will be having employee service, having fields like email ID, name, or the employee ID, and we'll be having one configuration file where all the configuration related stuff will be there, and we will be having one mains class where we will access the containers, and one form.xml file where all the dependency will be added there. So let's get started. Before going ahead with the video, I request you please subscribe to the channel to support me. So let's get started. So I have created one project called Spring Bin Lifecycle, and here we are having one form.xml file where I have added Spring Core, Spring Context, and the Jakarta Annotation-API dependency. So this dependency are added because we will be using PostConstruct and PreDestroy annotations, and we having one employee service class having employee name, and one constructor have printed the statement called employee object created, one setter method to set the employee name, and one method called dbConnectionOpen, dbConnectionClosed, and the employee info where the method will be called connection, and name of the employee will be printed, and connection will be closed. Why I have created this type of method, I will come to you within few minutes. And in the mains dot file, so and also we are having one configuration.xml file where we have created beans for that employee service, and from where that beans is created from employee bin lifecycle project, and the property name employee name and value is set to Subhadeep. And in the from that mains file we are having loading this config.xml file, and we are getting the bins and calling employee.info. Let's run the application and see what's the output is coming. So I'll go to this main.java and run it. So we are getting the result as employee object created, and employee set is injected, and database connected. Then we are printing the result. So by doing this, what in the first step it is showing, the first is object is being created. So in the life cycle, first object will be created, then whatever the dependency will be there, then those type of dependency will be injected. Here employee name is there, so in the next stage the dependency will be injected, and the third step, that the object will be in used. So here from that object we are using employee information. So before that, before the object is being used, we see that there are some kind of db connection open operation is there. So assume to access this employee info or access this employee info service or this function, there are a lot of other pre-initialized methods should be there. For example, it is connecting, here it is connecting the database. For example, it is connecting to socket, or it is connecting to any kind of files. So for any kind of operation should be done before the object is being used. So that type of operation we want to execute. So for that we will be introducing one annotation called post construct. So before the object is being used, this function will be called. If then let me write that function public void init. So we'll be writing as we'll be calling that dbConnectionOpen function. Okay, so I'll comment it, and so here will be mentioned as any kind of operation done before object being used. So any kind of operation will be done here. So now if we run that application, then we will be getting uh, after that employee object is injected, we will be getting this statement, any kind of operation, and here it is connecting, calling db connection open. So db connection database connected successfully will be printed. And if you see that no, here we are adding this init method, and doing this post construct, this init method will be automatically called by the Spring IOC or the Spring bin. So we know that to use any kind of annotation, we want to we need to have one tag called annotation. If we remember from that last video, we'll be having one tag called context annotation config. So I will go to this bins.xml file. Then I will add that tag config context annotation config. Then I will run the application. So if we see that employee object is created, we have printed, and then the whatever the dependency it is injected, and then database connected successfully operation is getting. If we see that database connection successfully operation we are getting, we just calling this function, and internally we are not calling this init function. So post constructor will like call that function. Then if you see after that any kind of operation done here should be printed. So in this we have already done the construct, or we are understand about the post construct annotation. Next we will need to like destroy the object, so destroy the container. So before destroying, we need to make sure whatever the connection, db connection, socket connection, or the file connection, those type of things will be closed. So we are using db connection closed. So I will comment it. Instead I will be create one, what we can say, one method called db connection closed, or call the destroy method. So let me create that destroy db connection closed. Any kind of operation done here before the object is being or the container is being destroyed. Container being destroyed. So, and there is one annotation called @PreDestroy. So doing this, it will like it will print, and also I will comment this. Okay, I already commented. So doing this pre-destroy, when the container is being closed, then this will be automatically called. And if we see from that previous slide, I have told you now we will be using a dot closed and register shutdown hook. So if you go to this main dot class, and here we need to close the container. What are the container? Get context dot closed. We can use context dot closed, or we can also use context dot register shutdown hook. So this context dot register shutdown hook we can do anywhere. So I'll use this what is that context dot closed only. Then I run the application. So we see that the database connects closed up successfully, and any kind of operation done before the container is being registered. So if you go there, there is nowhere I have called this what is that db connection closed. So it is automatically called by PreDestroy method having the annotation PreDestroy, so that function will be called. So but if you don't want to use this type of annotation, so I will comment out, and you want to do all the configuration from XML side. So because we are using those annotation now, for that I have used context config, so I will comment out. And in this beans we have a one property called init methods. So on that init method you can mention your what is that mention your functions having all the initialization type stuff. So here the function name is init, so I will go there, init, and there is a one destroy method is there. So destroy method, so here you can mention the what is the functions where all the destroy operation will be done. So destroy, destroy, and to use this init method or the destroy method, we want to create one beans, and that bean should be from which class? From common annotation bean post processor class. So let me run the application and we'll see that without using the post construct or the pre-destroy annotation, we are getting the details. Or so, and do you observe like we are able to close the connection, we are able to open the connection and inject the value. So overall life cycle of the bean is, first what it will do, first it will like object created inside the container. So first the object will be created, next any type of dependency it will be injected. So here the object is created, next the employee name dependency is injected, then init method call, and here the init method call is database connection successfully. Those are the these two statements are the part of init method. And then before like object is being ready to use, so now object is being ready to use, right? So object is being used and we are printing the statement. And before we shut down the container, we have used dot closed and dot like if we show you na dot closed or dot register shutdown hook, so that we doing that container will be closed. So before the container is destroyed, then your custom destroy method is called. So where it is calling database connection successfully or any kind of operation done before the container being destroyed. So this is the overall life cycle, what you can say, overall life cycle of the beans. And there is one more thing is that, so here only employee service having the init method and the destroy method, like custom init method and the custom destroy method. So if there are three more classes where destroy method and init method is there, and make sure to have the similar name init or destroy. So for that we having one tag called default init method, where we can pass all the function having name as init. So I look where I will go there, I go to this beans tag, and here if we search na init, so default init method, here you can pass it init, and destroy method will be there, you can pass it destroy, troy, then it will execute all the things. So that's all about Spring Bean lifecycle. And in the next video I will be explaining about Spring Bean scope, and later on I will introduce you about the Spring MVC and all the MVC related stuff I will be explaining you. So please subscribe to the channel, and thank you for watching the video.